देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। ओमज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरोन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। So we're beginning a new chapter, fourth canto, eighth chapter. Maitreya uvacha
मैत्रेय उवाच
sanakadya naradascha
कनकाद्या नारदश्च
ऋभुर हमसोरुनिर्यतिः
रभुर्हंसोरुणीर्यति
नैते गृहान् ब्रह्मसुता
नैते गृहान् ब्रह्मसुता
ह्यावसन् ऊर्ध्वरेतसः
यावसन् ऊर्ध्वरेतसः. The great sage Maitreya said, the four great Kumara sages headed by Sanaka as well as Narada, Rubhu, Hamsa, Aruni, and Yati, all sons of Brahma, did not live at home but became Urdhva Resa or Naistika Brahmacharis, unadulterated celibates.
So Maitreya Rishi is further continuing the description. Let us go through the commentaries of the Acharyas. Sridhar Swami is beginning this chapter by giving the summary of this chapter. What is the main subject of this chapter? Daksha Kanyanvaye Prapta Daksha Yajna Katodita. So if you remember way back in the fourth canto, first chapter, the dynasty through the daughters of Daksha. So Maitreya Rishi was describing the dynasty through the daughters of Daksha. And then while describing that, a question was raised about Daksha Yajna. And therefore from second chapter to the seventh chapter, he described the Daksha Yajna. Dak sound is can you mute actually? Daksha. So, and then Manuputranvaye Prapta Dhruvacharyata Panchabihi. So now he is going to describe the dynasty through the Manuputra, Swayambhu Manu's sons. In the Swayambhu Manu's sons dynasty, now he is going to describe the Dhruva Maharaj story in five chapters. Chapter 8, starting with chapter 8 to chapter 12. Ashtame Guru Darokti. So this is a new prasanga which is starting. He is giving a now summary of the next 5 chapters, Dhruva Charita. What about this particular chapter in particular? Ashtame, in the 8th chapter, Guru Darokti Rosha Matsaratah Purat. So in this eighth chapter, Dhruva Maharaj, after hearing the words spoken by his stepmother, because of anger and envy toward the stepmother, Nirgatena Druvena Aha Tapasa Toshanam Hare. He leaves the palace and goes to the forest and performs tapasya and pleases Lord Hari. That is the subject of this 8th chapter. So, Evam, so Vishnu Chakotakur also mentions that. Vishnu Chakotakur says that. In this chapter, he says that Vimatur Vag Vishaplushto Matur Vag Amruta Plutaha. Vimatu, from his stepmother, Dhruva Maharaj heard words which are like a poison. And from his real mother, Dhruva Maharaj heard words which are like a nectar. Dhruvo Ashte Madhuvane Tapasa Atoshayat Harim. Dhruva Maharaj then went to Madhuvana, performed a tapasya and pleased Hari. So Sridhar Swami further says, Evam Tavan Manukanyan Vayotta Yaiva Marichyadinam Brahmaputranam Vamsha Varnitas Tatra Avashishtam Kinchidaha Sanakadya iti. So Maitreya had previously described the daughters of Manu, Akuti, Devahuti and Prasuti. He described whom Akuti got married to. Akuti got married to Yajna, Prasuti got married to Daksha, and then through them what dynasty he described. Devahuti got married to Kardaba, and they gave birth to 9 daughters, and those 9 daughters were married by the sons of Brahma. We discussed in the 3rd canto. So now among the sons of Brahma, some sons of Brahma remaining, Avashishtam, some of the remaining sons of Brahma which were not described previously, so he is just mentioning briefly in this particular shloka. Sanakadya, the remaining sons of Brahma who did not get married, Sanaka, Sanatana, Sanat Kumara, Sanandan, Narada, Ribu, Hamsa, Aruni and Yati. These sons of Brahma did not get married. So, Yete Brahma Sutaha. Yete Brahma Sutaha. These sons of Brahma. What is their quality? Urdhva Retasaha. Urdhva Retasaha means they practiced Naishtika Brahmacharis. They practiced Naishtika Brahmacharya Vrata. So, Yete Brahma Sutaha Urdhva Retasaha Grihan na avasan. Nahi avasan. Grihan nahi avasan. That means these sons of Brahma, Grihan nahi avasan means they did not enter the Grahastha ashram. Na avasan, that means na ashritaha, they did not take shelter of what? Of Grahastha ashram, Grihan. Because they are urdhva retasaka, that means naishtikaha. So therefore, there is no vamsha through these sons of Brahma. अतः तेषां वंशो नास्ति. There is no vamsha through them. So Vishwanath Chakotipat also he says that Tadevam Manoho Kanya Vamsha Vuktya Eva Maricyadinam Brahmaputranam Vamsha Varnita. Idanim Tasya Putra Vamshe Vaktavye Api Lagavad Avashishtanam Brahmaputranam Vamsha Jignasayam Aha Sanakadya iti. Already Maitreya described the daughters of Manu and their Vamsha, how they got married to, how the daughters of Devahuti got married to sons of Brahma. Now, Idanim Lagavad, that means in order to, Lagavad means for the sake of, what do you say? Now, in the dynasty through the daughters of Manu are described. Devahuti, Akuti, Prasuti. So naturally, next is one should describe the dynasty through the sons of Manu. That is the natural next sequence. But instead of describing the sons of Manu, in this shloka he is describing the Brahma's sons. Because these sons of Brahma, through these sons there is no Vamsha. There is no further dynasty because they did not get married. So for the sake of the Lagava, what do we say in English? Gaurava Lagava, for the sake of, just like, for example, suppose a big task is there. So, a person is told you make a kadai and also you make a sui. He was given two orders. अब कढ़ाई बनाइए और सुई भी बनाइए. The first, the kadai banane, to make kadai, it will take many days. Making sui, maybe it will take only short time. Although the person who told to make kadai, he told first. The person who told to make sui, he told later. Logically, the first person who gave the order, that his order should be done first. But because making sui is easier, it takes only a short time. So although it was told this order came later, he first describes, he first makes the sui and then later he starts the work of kadai. So similarly, that after describing the daughters, dynasty through the daughters of Swayambhu Manu, next he should describe the dynasty through the sons of Manu. But instead of describing the dynasty through the sons of Manu, first he describes the remaining sons of Brahma, because these remaining sons of Brahma, through them there is no dynasty, because all of them practice Naishtik brahmacharis. So they are just described briefly, just in one shloka, and then he will describe further. So there are 4 types of brahmachari ashram. The third canto it was described. Savitram prajapatyam cha brahmam chata brihat tata varta sanchaya shalina shiloncha iti vai grihe. 4 types of brahmachari ashram are Savitra, Prajapatya, Brahma, and Brihat. These 4 types of brahmachari ashram arose from the Brahma's 4 mouths. When a person, after undergoing the Upanayana samskara, when he remains celibate for 3 nights, when he practices brahmacharya vrata for 3 nights, it is called Savitra. When he observes brahmachari vrata for 1 year, it is called Prajapatya. When he observes brahmachari vrata till he completes the study of the Vedas, it is called Brahma. When a person observes brahmachari vrata till lifelong, it is called Brihat. So these are the four types of here. These sons of Brahma, they practice the Naishtika Brahmachari Vrata. So Prabhupada's purport. The system of Brahmacharya has been current since the birth of Brahma. A section of the population did not marry at all. Instead of allowing their semen to be driven downward, they used to lift the semen up to the brain. They are called Urdhva Retasaha, those who lift up. So semen is so important that if by the yogic process one can lift the semen up to the brain, he can perform wonderful work. One's memory is enabled to act very swiftly and the duration of life is increased. So the examples of the sages are mentioned. So Naite Grihan hi Avasan, they did not live at home. So living at home means living with a wife actually. Home means wife. Home does not mean a room or a house. So one who lives with a wife lives at home. Otherwise, a sannyasi or a brahmachari, even though he may live in a room or in a house, does not live at home. They did not live at home means they did not accept a wife. And there was no question of their discharging semen. So these principles were followed from the beginning of creation and such brahmacharis never created progeny. So generally, previously, if we see before the British education system, there were so many gurukuls in India, almost in every village, so there were so many gurukuls were there. Thousands and lakhs of gurukuls were there. Recently, I went to one gurukul near Pune, Urli Kanchan. Nice gurukul, 40 students were there. Young students from 4th standard onwards, 5th standard, 6th standard, like that. Very disciplined setup. The teachers every day they would go in the morning, they would wake up the children at 3:45. 3:45 they would be woken up. Night they would be maximum by 7:45, 8 o'clock. They would be told to sleep actually. 8 o'clock, 8:15 like that. Morning 3:45 they would be woken up and then they attend the morning program. It was a very vibrant, unique experience in 1 week with the children. I was taking some classes for them every day. So these and they get up in the morning and then come with dhoti kurta, shaven head, and they perform different they study academic subjects also. The morning program they attend, morning program different some katha stories, and then they also perform many different services throughout the day. There is no time for them to sleep or something. Early morning, they get up and then go to bed early. Throughout the day, strict program studies, morning program, and then cleaning. They themselves wash their clothes. Time for playing also is there. Um, so
This is
these,
Bal Govind Prabhuji's Gurukul
that
you're talking
Gurukul.
about.
Yes. So it's nice to see. So such when they go through such a disciplined life in the uh, during this particular period, because how much our parents may be learned or cultured, but still difficult. It's difficult for the parents to discipline their children beyond a certain age. Actually, uh, they need to be put under somebody else to discipline them. And usually there should be a residential place. The school we just go and study and then come back actually. Gurukul means one stays at the Gurukul under the supervision of the Guru. Uh, So the difference between Gurukul and the hostel is that hostel also the parents send their children to stay in the hostel away from them. Gurukul also they send the children away from them to stay in the Gurukul. The difference is that in the Gurukul the children are staying under the supervision of a Guru who is self-disciplined, who is self-controlled. Therefore, he enforces discipline on the children. But in the hostel, there is no person to enforce the discipline on the children. There is a warden, but warden just takes care of just some basic, the water is coming, food is being supplied. He doesn't, he's paid by the government. He's not, he doesn't take ownership of whether the students are performing certain, getting up in the morning, they are doing some puja, they are doing some chanting, whether they are, what they are doing, uh, the mobile phone. So here, none of the children, they don't have any mobile phone and uh, simple facilities and they're taken care of. So these are, this brahmachari training will be helpful. And even if it doesn't, it's not that somebody has to remain lifelong brahmachari, but the shastras give various levels. And the people who get the training, even if they get the training for a few years or some years, they will remember that throughout their life, that period of discipline. Next shloka. Now the next four shlokas, Maitreya Rishi describes the adharma family. In the fourth canto, first chapter, Maitreya Rishi described the family of Dharma. You know, if you see that Daksha had many daughters and he gave, I think, 13 or, no, he gave Murti. He gave many daughters in marriage to Dharma, 13 or 17 daughters. He gave 13 daughters in marriage to Dharma personified. And through them, what children were born? The Dharma family were described in the first chapter. Now, in the next 4-5 shlokas, the Adharma family is described. Mrisha bharya seed.
वृषाधर्मस्य भार्यासीत्
Dambham mayam cha shatruhan.
दम्भं मायां च शत्रुहन्
Asutamitunam tattu.
असूतमिथुनं तत्तु
Nirtir jagruhe prajaha.
नीतिर्जगृहे प्रजः. Translation. Another son of Lord Brahma was irreligion, whose wife's name was falsity. From their combination were born two demons named Dambha or bluffing and Maya or cheating, bluffing. Sorry, there are two demons named Dambha or bluffing and Maya or cheating. These two demons were taken by a demon named Niritti, who had no children.
So here, Maitreya Rishi is saying that Adharmasya bharya mrisha asit. अधर्म के पत्नी, उनका नाम क्या है? मृषा. सा दंबम मायाम च मिथुनम असूत. So adharma and mrisha. Mrisha means falsity. So adharma and mrisha, they combined together, they united together, and they gave birth to damba and maya. Tattu aprajaha. and they didn't have children. Niritihi Jagrihe. So Niriti, who had no children, Niriti accepted Mithuna and Asuta. Niriti accepted Mithuna and sorry, Niriti accepted Damba and Maya. Niriti accepted Damba and Maya. So Adharmopi Brahmaputras Tasya Vamshamaha. So Adharma is also Brahma's one of the son. Why suddenly Adharma is described? Because Adharma is one of the son of Brahma. Adharma was generated from the back portion of Brahma. Adharma B, Adharmoha api Brahmaputras Tasya Vamshamaga. The Vamsha through the Adharma is being described in 4 shlokas. So Adharma got married to Mrisha. Mrisha means falsity or lie. And they gave birth to Damba and Maya. Damba means what? Dambaha paraprataranam. That means दूसरों को धोखा देना, cheating others. That is Damba. Maya means tad uchita cheshta. दंभ के अनुकूल चेष्टा को माया कहते हैं. In order to cheat others, whatever is the appropriate action, that is Maya. So tayoho sodarayorapi dampatyam adharma amshataya. Although they are brother and sister, Damba and Maya, they are brother and sister, because they are the amshas of adharma. Because they are born to adharma, they are the amshas of adharma. They had the relation of pati-patni relation, husband and wife relation. That means brother and sister having such a relation, pati-patni relation, is a part of adharma. Tayoho sodarayorapi dampatyam adharmam amshataya. Evam upari api. Aprajo aputraha. They were actually without putra. Aprajo. So Vishwanath Chakotipad explains. Adharmo api brahmaputrah tasya vamshamaha mrisha iti he shatruhan iti adharma eva shatru tam bhavadvida hanti iti artha. Adharma itself is a shatru. You are supposed to destroy the shatru. That is why Maitreya is addressing Vidura by the word Shatruhan, or killer of the enemy. By that is indicating that Adharma itself is a Shatru and he needs to be destroyed. Dambaha paraprataranam, same meaning. Maya tad uchita kriya. So, Niritir nairita konadipatihi. Niritir nairita konadipatihi. What is the meaning? Niriti is in charge of the southwest direction, which is inauspicious. Niriti is in charge of the southwest direction, inauspicious direction. So here Prabhupada writes, Prabhupada, is there any purport? The Adharma was also a son of Brahma. He married Mrisha. This is the beginning of sex life between brother and sister. This unnatural combination of sex life can be possible in human society only where there is adharma. It is understood that in the beginning of creation, Brahma created not only saintly sons, but also demonic offspring like Nirti, Adharma, Damba, and Mrisha. Regarding Narada, it is understood that because his previous life was very pious, and his association was very good. He was born as Narada. Others were also born in their own capacities according to their backgrounds. The law of karma continues birth after birth. And when there is a new creation, the same karma comes back with the living entities. They are born in different capacities according to karma, even though their father is originally Brahma. So, you see, Adharma was born through the son of Brahma, but Adharma was born according to his previous karma. Although Brahma is the Gunavatar of the Lord, even the Brahma's sons, they take birth according to their past karma. Next shloka. Tayoho sambhavallobho.
Prabhuji, Damba means the tendency to cheat, and Maya means the action of cheating. Yeah, this is what you explain.
We can say. Yes.
Right.
Maya is the action to perform that, enact the cheating. Cheating propensity is Damba. Maya is the action of cheating. Yes.
And it also has connection with the Bhagavad Gita, Dambo, Darpo, that Damba and this Damba is
That
different.
Damba is also same only. Dambo, Darpo, Abhimanascha, Krodha, Parushyam evacha. That qualities of the Asuras. There Damba also means cheating. Amanitvam, Adambitvam. 13th chapter. Not free, being free from Damba. If you see the explanation of Damba over there, Damba means showing oneself to be religious for the sake of name and fame. That's also a cheating propensity only, na? Posing oneself as a religious person for the sake of name and fame.
Thank you.
Tayoho samabhavallobho.
Prabhuji, you can read. Okay, I will. Tayoho sambhavallobho
Nikritischa mahamate.
nikritischa
Kritischa
mahamate
Tabhyam krodascha himsacha.
ताभ्याम क्रोधश्च हिंसा च
Yaddurukti swasakalihi.
यद्वक्ति स्वसा कली. Translation. Maitreya told Vidura, O great soul, from Dambha and Maya were born greed and Nikruti or cunning. From their combination came children named Krodha, anger, and Himsa, envy. And from their combination were born Kali and his sister Durukti, harsh speech.
So further, Tayoho samabhavallobho. That means from the combination of, previously it was mentioned that Adharma got married to Mrisha, and from them Damba and Maya were born. Tayoho samavallobho. When Maya and Damba, when they united, from them two personalities were born. Lobha and Nikriti. One son, one daughter. Lobha, greed, and Nikriti. Nikriti means what? Nikriti means Shatata. Nikriti means Shatata. Shatata means basically deceit. Deceit. Damba also means cheating. Nikriti means Shatata, deceit. There could be finer difference. I don't know the finer difference. Cheating and deceit. Nikriti means here, deceit. Shatata. And then Lobha and Nikriti, they got united. They united with each other, brother and sister. And they gave birth to Krodha and Himsa, anger and violence. And Tabhyam Kalihi Swasa Duruktihi. And Krodha and Himsa, they united together and they gave birth to Kali and Durukti. They gave birth to Kali. Kali here means quarrel. Durukti means harsh speech. Harsh speech. So, and then next, let us see see, Prabhupada's purport. And there is no purport. Next shloka. Duruktau kaliradatta bayam mrityum cha sattama tayoscha mitunam jagnye yatana nirayastata. So Durukti and Kali, they united with each other. Kalihi Duruktau. And from them who are born Baya and Mrityu, fear and death. And then all are actually one is male and one is female. Baya is the male and Mrityu is the female. And Tayoscha Yatana. And Baya and Mrityu, they united together and from them Yatana Tata Nirayah. Yatana Tata Niraya, they are two hells actually. Yatana Tata Niraya Namaka Judve Bache Paida Hui. The hells were born. So in this way, this is the description of the Adharma family. Adharma family. Adharma got married to Mrisha, and from them who were born Damba and Maya. Damba and Maya. Damba and Maya, they united together, they got birth to Lobha and Nikriti. And from them Krodha and Himsa were born, and from there Kali and Durukti, and from Kali and Durukti, Mrityu and Bhiti were born, and then from there Yatana and Niraya were born. Yatana here refers to excessive pain. Niraya is the hell. So in these four shlokas, Maitreya Rishi has described the Adharma family, the dynasty through the Adharma. Adharma is also one of the son of Brahma. Now in the next shloka, he gives one may wonder what is the need to hear this Adharma family. Is there any benefit of it? So next shloka, he gives a falastuti of hearing the Adharma family. Sangrahena maya kyata
संग्रहेण मया ख्यात
pratisargastavaanaga
प्रतिसर्गस्तवानघ
त्रिश्रुत्वैतत् पुमान् पुण्यम्
त्रिश्रुत्वैतत् पुमान् पुण्यम्
विदुनोत्यात्मनो मलम्.
विविनोत्यात्मनो वनम्. My dear Viduga, I have summarily explained the causes of devastation. One who hears this description 3 times attains piety and washes the sinful contamination from his soul.
Sangrahena maya akyata pratisargastavanaga. Pratisarga here means it can mean pralaya or pralaya hetu, causes of devastation. So maya sangrahena tava pratisargaha kyatah. I have summarily described the pratisarga means the cause of destruction. So that means all these things which are described about the Adharma family, all these Lobha, Nirti, Kali, Durukti, Maya, Damba, all these things are causes of destruction. Yetat punyam trihi shrutva One who hears this adharma family 3 times, Puman Atmano Malam Vidunoti, his contamination in his mind will be eradicated. One who hears this adharma family 3 times, that person destroys his papa. Atmano Malam Vidunoti. So here one may wonder that why this adharma family, how can simply by hearing this 3 times the malam, the contamination can be eradicated? Because punyamiti varjanadvara punya hetutvat. By hearing this adharma family, we understand what is to be avoided. That means all these things mentioned in the adharma family, greed is to be avoided. Maya is to be avoided. Damba is to be avoided. Kali is to be avoided. All these things are to be avoided. By avoiding this, a person gets the punya. So, the creation takes place on the basis of goodness, but devastation takes place through irreligion. The second canto, 7th chapter, there is a shloka which says that at the time of creation, the most important principle is the tapasya. At the time of maintenance, the most important principle is dharma. Dharma means that which is natural. Whenever you operate an object, whenever you use something according to its natural quality, then that particular object will be maintained. It will go on for a long time. When you use the object according to its natural specification, it will go on for a long time. So for the maintenance of the world, you have to establish dharma. And during the destruction, what is the most important thing which is in action? That is adharma. So therefore, adharma is the cause of destruction. The descendants of irreligion and falsity, born one after another, are bluffing, cheating, greed, cunning, anger, envy, etc. So sound is coming. So all these descents are described as the signs of devastation. If a person is pious and hears about these causes of devastation, he will feel hatred for all these, and that will cause his advancement in a life of piety. So piety refers to the process of cleansing the heart. Mahaprabhu said that one has to cleanse the dust from the mirror of the mind, and then advancement of the path of liberation begins. So we should learn to despise all the causes of devastation, all the principles mentioned in these 4 shlokas. Then we shall be able to make advancement in a life of piety. Whether it is lobha or quarrel or harsh speech. So the possibility of our attaining Krishna consciousness will be easier if we avoid these things. And we shall not be subjected to repeated devastation. So then he says, so in this way, these four shlokas, second to fifth shloka, he has described the adharma family.
Prabhu, anything happens if we hear this for one time? Because we heard one time, no? 3 times. Is it like 3 times means it's just a, a kind of poetic way of telling, or it's like, you have to hear 3 times actually.
To emphasize, actually, sometimes to emphasize the importance of something, it is mentioned 3 times. If you hear by one time also, one may hear one time if you repeatedly remember. It's also hearing is equal to 3 times. To emphasize the importance of Harer Nama, Harer Nama, Harer Nama, Eva Kevalam. To emphasize that, okay, no other process apart from Harinam in this age. So similarly, we can say.
Prabhu, also I was, seeing the difference between this cheating and cunning. The cheating means dishonesty, and cunning means use trickery to attain some goals, some
Okay.
cause.
More.
There is some ulterior motive in that cunningness. I will
Okay.
do this to get.
General dishonesty tendency. This is a more specific plan to make it. Like that.
Yes, yes.
So then Maitreya Rishi continues further. Atatha evam sham punya kirte kurudvaha swayambhuvasyapi manor harer amshamsha janmanaha. Somebody can read translation.
Maitreya continued, O best of the Kuru dynasty, I shall now describe to you the descendants of Swayambhu Manu, who was born of a part of plenary expansion of the Supreme Personality of God.
So here, saying that, He Kurudvaha, Maitreya is addressing Vidura, He Kurudvaha, that means He Kurunandana. Ata, now, Harer Amshamsha Janmanaha. Harer, 2 times the word Amsha is used. Harer Amshamsha. Hare Amshamsha, that means श्री हरि के अंश, श्री हरि के अंश कौन? ब्रह्मा जी. उनके अंश कौन? दैट इज ब्रह्मा जी सन्स. ब्रह्मा जी सन्स. हरेर अंशांश जन्मनः पुण्यकीर्तेः स्वायंभुवस्य अपि मनोः वंशं कीर्ते. So Hari's Amsha is Brahma and Brahma's Amsha is his sons. Particularly here he is referring to Swayambhuva Manu. So now I will describe the Swayambhuva Manu, who is the Hari's Amsha's Amsha. श्री हरि के अंश ब्रह्मा जी के अंश से उत्पन्न पवित्र यश वाले पुण्य पुण्य कीर्ते है. पुण्य कीर्ते है इज एन एडजेक्टिव फॉर स्वयंभुवस्य. स्वयंभुव मनु इज हैविंग a punya kirti, pavitra yasha. So I am going to describe his vamsha. Manoho vamsham kirtaye. I will describe. He starts describing. So Prabhupada's purport. Although Brahma is Jiva Tattva, he is empowered by the Lord. Therefore, he is considered a plenary expansion of the Lord. He is a Gunavatara. So sometimes when there is no suitable living entity to occupy the post of Brahma, Lord himself appears as Brahma. Swayambhuva Manu, the direct son of Brahma. So Maitreya is now going to explain about the descendants of Manu, all of whom are widely celebrated for their pious activities. So we can see one point Maitreya says that Maitreya has already described the adharma family. But purposely, he is next relating the history of the life of Dhruva Maharaj, the most pious king within this universe. He is directly going to Dhruva Maharaj's story, who is a grandson of Swayambhuva Manu. So he should have first described the sons of Swayambhuva Manu, about Uttanapad, Priyavrata Maharaj. First Priyavrata Maharaj, eldest son, he should have described, and then Uttanapad, and then come to the grandson. But because Maitreya Rishi is eager to describe the character of Dhruva Maharaj, he is not following the direct normal sequence. He is directly going to the grandson of Swayambhuva Manu. Priyavratottanapadau Shatarupa Sutau Vasudevasya Kalaya Rakshayam Jagatastitau. But you can read.
Swayambhuva Manu had 2 sons by his wife, Satarupa, and the names of the sons were Uttanapad and Priyavat. Because both of them were descendants of a plenary expansion of Vasudev, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they were very competent to rule the universe, to maintain and protect the citizens.
So Priyavrata, Swayambhuva Manu's wife's name is called as Shatarupa. Shatarupa Patehe. Shatarupa patehe sutau Priyavrато Tanapadau. Shatarupa and Swayambhu Manu, they gave birth to Priyavrata and Uttanapada. Vasudevasya Kalaya Jagataha Rakshayam Sitau. सो ये दोनों पुत्र भगवान वासुदेव की कला से उत्पन्न होने के कारण स्वयंभू मनु इस कला कला मीन्स particular amsha you can say is the amsha of the supreme lord. So because these sons were born of swayambhu manu, therefore jagataha rakshayam stitav, they were engaged in protecting the universe. So we'll take the next shloka, then we'll end. So now he describes the Uttanupad. Jaye Uttanapadasya Suniti Suruchistayoh Suruchi Preyasi Patyur Netarayat Suto Dhruvaha.
King Uttanapad had two queens named Suniti and Suruchi. Suruchi was much more dear to the king. Suniti, who had a son named Dhruva, was not his favorite.
So Uttanapad had two wives, Suniti and Suruchi. Suruchi Preyasi, that means Suruchi was more dear to Uttanapad. Na Itara, Suniti was not as much dear to Suruchi like as much dear to Uttanapad like Suruchi. Na Itara, Suniti, Uttanapad did not like Suniti. Yat Suto Dhruvaha, and Suniti's son is Dhruva. So Suruchi represents what? Suruchi represents sense gratification. Suniti represents good morality. Suniti. So Uttanapad was attached to sense gratification more than good morality. So from Suruchi, he gave birth to Uttam. Uttama means tamoguna. So when a person is attached to sense gratification, that the result is that a person goes deep into tamoguna. That is the result. But from Suniti, who was born Dhruva. Dhruva means determination. When a person is attached to moral principles, what results? A person develops a determination. That results in determination. So Uttanapad was more attached to sense gratification than Suniti, than good instruction, good morality. So we'll complete with this purport. Maitreya wanted to describe the pious activities of the kings. So Priyavrata was the first son of Swayambhu Manu, Uttanapad was the second. So instead of, you should have first described Priyavrata, and then Uttanapad, and then the sons of Uttanapad. But Maitreya is immediately jumping to the grandson of Dhruva because Maitreya was very eager to describe the pious activities. There is a breakage of the normal etiquette. But this breakage of the normal etiquette is done out of the eagerness to describe the qualities of a great devotee of the Lord. So Dhruva Maharaj's story is very attractive for the devotees. From his pious actions, one can learn how one can detach himself from material possessions and how one can enhance one's devotional service by severe austerities and penances. By hearing the activities of Dhruva, one can enhance one's faith in God and can directly connect to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And thus, one can very soon be elevated to the transcendental platform of devotional service. The example of Dhruva Maharaj's austerities can immediately generate a feeling of devotional service in the hearts of the hearers. So we will start the Dhruva Maharaj story from the next week.
Prabhuji, this Uttama, Bhagavati Uttama sloka will say, Uttama means actually which is beyond Tama. But here you said that Uttama means who is Tamo. Can you explain? Is it like some Sanskrit word issue or?
Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jay.
No, this is Bhagavad.
Nashtaprayesh.
Nashtapraya.
नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतीर उत्तम श्लोके. So when we say uttama, there is also, this word can be seen in two ways. There is a tamap pratyaya. Tamap pratyaya. Pratyaya means suffix. There is a tamap pratyaya in Sanskrit that gives a superlative degree. There's a tarap pratyaya and a tamap pratyaya. Tarap pratyaya means it's like guhya tara, guhya tama. Guhya means confidential. Guhya tara means most confidential, more confidential.
More confidential.
Guhya tama means most confidential. So if we take the tama as a pratyaya suffix, it will mean that uttama, the highest. But if we take the uttama, tama as the main word and ut as the prefix, tama as the main word, tama means it is tamoguna. Ut as the prefix, then it refers to a basically tamoguna only. Tamoguna, the deeper tamoguna.
Thank you. Thank you.
Anybody has any other questions? Okay, we'll stop here. Thank you very much. We'll start the Dhruva Maharaj story next week. Grantara